Hello everyone, my name is Otto and welcome to the channel. So this over here is the DJI RS3 Mini, a camera gimbal that came out a few months ago. This video is not sponsored. I bought this gimbal with my own money, and in this video I want to talk about this gimbal so you have a better idea if this is a good choice for you or not. After a long time, DJI finally realized that not everyone is willing to pay for a gimbal that is heavy, too big to carry around, and also expensive. And this is especially true now that more and more people are buying mirrorless cameras. The DJI RS3 Mini is a gimbal that is smaller and lighter than other gimbals in the market. In the box, and almost every review says that the weight is 795 grams. But this is only true if you use the camera in a vertical mode, and this doesn't take into account the weight of the tripod, which is 125 grams. If you use this in horizontal mode, the gimbal has a weight of 850 grams, and with the tripod, we're looking at 975 grams, which is not bad compared to other gimbals. What is really amazing about this gimbal is that it has a maximum payload of 2 kilos. That is plenty enough to hold most mirrorless cameras with a heavy lens, or that's what DJI says. So I went ahead and tested my Sony a7 III with some of the lenses that I have, and these are the results. The build quality of this gimbal is solid and it feels like a premium gimbal. It can be used in a vertical position, but you need to do a few steps and rebalance the gimbal before you can actually use it. Something that I'm not happy with is the quick release plate, which is supposed to be Arca Swiss compatible, but it doesn't fit on some of the Arca Swiss receivers that I have. That's a little bit of a deal breaker when I need to use the camera on a different device such as the tripod that I'm using right now. On the left side of the gimbal, you will find this NATO port that you can use for different kind of accessories. For this gimbal, one of the most useful ones is this extension to use the gimbal in a horizontal position like this. You can connect the RS3 Mini with your camera with a USB-C cable or via Bluetooth, and this will let you change some settings on the camera with this dial that is in front of the gimbal. For example, the focus, the zoom, the ISO, the aperture, and the shutter speed. It is important to mention that not every camera is going to be fully compatible, but I like that DJI has a list of cameras that are compatible on their website. If you click on the camera that you have, it will let you know what features work if you use a cable or Bluetooth. And at the bottom, there is a quick guide that shows you how to set them up. The dial can also be used to control the roll, the pan, or the tilt, and these options don't need a connection between the camera and the gimbal. Below the dial, we have a trigger, and this will let you lock the gimbal down. And this is useful for videos where you want to walk straight forward. The trigger will also let you recenter the gimbal or rotate the camera 180 degrees if you want to go into selfie mode. In the back of the gimbal, we have a joystick that will move the camera around. The M button will let you select a user profile. They are customizable and you can have 3 different ones. If you press and hold the M button, the gimbal will enter a sport mode, and this will make the gimbal react faster to your movements. And the red button is the shutter button, and this will allow you to start or stop recording, and this will only work if you are able to connect the camera to the gimbal. This gimbal has a nice 1.4 inches touch-enabled screen, and on the main menu, you can press this icon to perform an automatic gimbal calibration. This icon here will indicate the balance status, so it's easy to know if the gimbal has been balanced correctly or not. And over here, you can select the gimbal follow mode. PF is pan follow, which is useful for panning movements or to orbit around something. PTF is pan and tilt follow, and here the pan and tilt axes are going to follow your movement. FPV or POV as we know it is where all three axes are going to be unlocked, so they will follow your movements. With custom, you can customize which axis you want to lock or unlock. And the last option is 3D Roll 360, and this is the inception mode where the gimbal will spin around to make a spinning effect. What I like about this is that the gimbal will spin 360 degrees and it will keep going until you stop it. The last option on the main screen is the gimbal follow speed, and there are other options and settings that you can change if you swipe down or up on the main screen. The battery on the DJI RS3 Mini will run for about 10 hours, and it takes about 2.5 hours to fully charge the gimbal. It is a shame that the battery is not replaceable like on other gimbals from DJI, but you can charge and use this gimbal at the same time with a power bank. Using this gimbal to make your videos more stable is easy enough. It has the right balance between size and weight, and using it for a few hours has never been an issue. I also found this to be one of the most consistent gimbals that I have used. The movements are quite smooth, and the smoothness can be customized inside the settings. I haven't had any random shaking or weird movements, and even running with this gimbal feels amazing, as you can see right here. And by the way, all the videos that you have seen in the background, they don't have any post stabilization. Low angle shots are also easy to do with this gimbal, and for this, all you have to do is flip the gimbal upside down. If you have or if you plan to buy an action camera like the GoPro or the DJI Action 3, I have good news for you. You can use any of those cameras with this gimbal, and I know that action cameras do have an amazing electronic stabilization, but in case that you don't know about this, that stabilization doesn't work very well in low light situations or if you're using ND filters to lower the shutter speed. DJI also has an app available that you can download to use with this gimbal. It is the Ronin app, and you don't really need to use it if you don't want to. With the app, you can also set a waypoint for motion lapses, for panorama shots, and you can also set different waypoints for regular videos. There is also a virtual joystick to control the movements remotely, and you can set the speed and the smoothness of this joystick. This force option over here will let you control the movement of the gimbal by moving your smartphone, and here you can also set the speed and the smoothness. I know that buying a gimbal can be a difficult choice, and I have to admit that I have been in that position where I bought a gimbal because I read the good reviews, and at the end it was somehow disappointing, and it led me to feel like I was wasting my money. Now, I can't promise that you will like this gimbal as much as I do, but if your camera setup weighs less than 2 kilos, you don't want a gimbal that is too big or heavy, and you're looking for a gimbal that is reliable, then I would like you to meet the DJI RS3 Mini. The cherry on top of all this is the price. You can find this gimbal at around $369. For what you get, this is just mwah. I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Otto, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.